So sometimes when we're setting a habit, we're starting to establish a new habit, or even when we're trying to break an old one, we might find ourselves saying, who am I to do this? We might find a little bit of imposter syndrome. Who am I to think I can write 500 words a day? Who am I to be, going to bed early? I'm a night owl. I'm not a morning person. Who am I to be able to get up early and go to bed early? Or who am I to run every day? Or be able to, get to a point where I can run a marathon or run a half marathon. I'm not a runner. So if you find yourself saying things like that, I'm not a runner, I'm not a morning person, or my favourite one that I hear a lot of the time in workshops is, I'm just not that disciplined. I'm not one of those people who naturally has a lot of willpower where, you say, yes, I'm going to do it, and then I just do it. I just don't have the discipline. If that resonates with you, here's what I'd like to invite you to do. I'd like to invite you to explore what roles can you play mentally in your head that would help to support you and put you in a position where you're more likely to be able to see it through. So if you're thinking to yourself, I don't know if I can see it through because I'm just not that kind of person, my invitation to you, or my challenge to you, is there are lots of different sides to you. There are lots of different hats you can wear. There are lots of different roles that you play even already in the work that you do, in the life that you lead. So for example, I remember one person in a workshop when we were talking about delegating and saying no, especially, she was like, I can't say no. I can't say no to my colleagues. I can't say no to my clients. I can't say no to my boss. I just can't say no. I just can't bring myself to say no at work. As we started talking, and I shared an example from my home life, she suddenly had this light bulb moment and thought, oh my goodness, we've got a young child, and I always say to my husband, no has to mean no when we say no to our child. Because you have to have a united front. We can't be waning here, otherwise they'll get mixed messages and it's not going to work. So at home I am really strong in saying no, and yet at work I don't. I never do it. So I thought, well, that's incredibly interesting, because it's not about you not being able to say no. It's just that kind of habit, that mindset, that role that you put yourself in, where you go, oh, I am in this role now where I do say no, or I'm in this role now where I don't say no. So for her, it was like, okay, let's channel your parent role a little bit more at work. So maybe not quite going as far as putting your colleagues on the naughty step, but maybe thinking about, how do I say no at home? And what are the tactics that I use, or the strategies I use? What are even some of the words that I use, or the principles that I use? And then translate that into this other area of my life where I need more of that. Another really classic one is self-care. So if one of your habits that you're trying to work on at the moment is ultimately about looking after yourself better, there might be a little gremlin in your head going, oh, well, that's a bit selfish, isn't it, really? You're putting yourself before other people. It might help to be thinking of it as, hang on, no, I'm not doing this for myself. I'm not being selfish here. I am doing this for the kids. Because actually, when I look after me, I am a better parent. I am more patient, I'm more fun to be around, I am more thoughtful, I'm more creative. So I'm not doing this for me, I'm doing it for the kids. That's my role. Someone else I was talking to yesterday actually was talking about how he wanted to streamline his wardrobe and just have less of those decisions to make of like, oh, should I wear this or should I wear that, and well, what am I going to do? He didn't want to keep wasting his time on those tiny little decisions. And he said, oh yeah, you hear these stories about like Obama or Mark Zuckerberg and people like that who just wear the same thing all the time, right? So I said, yeah, maybe you just want to be more Obama, could be your thing. And he was like, oh, I like that. I like that kind of rather than like, I'm just me and I've always done it this way. Almost stepping into the imaginary shoes of someone else can help you to take on a slightly different role and activate a different part of yourself. The part of yourself that does feel a little bit more presidential, maybe, or a little bit more confident, or the part of you that makes decisions, is a bit more decisive. So what this does when you step into a role, whether that's a role you already play in another part of your life or an imagined role that someone else plays, someone you look up to, for example, what this does is it helps us to just shift our mindset and activate a different part of ourselves. It's not that we're not being ourselves, it's just that we're kind of leaning into a different part of our personality, different part of our kind of headspace in order to access some qualities, some skills, some parts of our personality, really, some traits to help us achieve whatever it is that we want to achieve. So have a play with that today. Have a think about what roles serve you better in terms of the habits that you want to set and the goals that you want to achieve. And let me know how you get on.